Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Juan Pablo from 100% Finance at 100%finance.com. Mr. Cash Flow, Mr. Passive Income, the people's mentor. I got what you need to succeed. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. So topic of discussion: how you can make $100,000 a year in real estate investing. First and foremost, it's possible. Please believe. It may take some time, it may take some sweat, but it is definitely possible. It is achievable, it is attainable for you. So just don't think that real estate investing is for a select few. Don't believe that you have to have a rich uncle, or you have to have a 800 FICO score, or have $100,000 in the bank to get started. All those things are false. Those are all misconceptions. You can get started as you are in real estate investing. Okay? So have an open concept, an open mind. Many times I provide content on many platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, as well as through iTunes, through the podcast. And many people say, oh, it's easy for you to say because you started off that way. Or it's easy for him to say, or for her to say, because they had these resources at their disposal. Please do not throw shade on another man's success. If they obtain some level of success, for one, you should congratulate them, and for two, you should be picking their brains and say, hey, how did you do it so I too can do it? You feel me? Don't be a hater, be a congratulator and an imitator, in other words, alright? So let's go ahead and dive into it. So how to make $100,000 a year of passive income from real estate investing, okay? I would like to define some terms for you, okay? First term, passive income. Because we're going to take a two-pronged approach to this. First prong is passive income. The second prong is earned income. What's the definition of both? I'm glad you asked. Passive income is income that you receive on a consistent basis with little to no time required, such as mailbox money, cash flow from your rental properties, rental income, in other words. That is what we define passive income as. Okay, so for the purposes of today's discussion, that's what passive income is. I will use the term cash flow interchangeably. Okay, just giving you guys a heads up. The other term I would like to define for you is earned income or active income. Those two words, again, are interchangeably: active and earned income. This is income that you receive on a consistent basis with much work required, right? It does require your time, your hours, maybe even the sweat of your own brow, okay? There's nothing wrong with working hard. Do you follow? However, you always want to take a two-pronged approach to your income. You want passive income as well as active income. So worst case scenario, God forbid, you're out of commission due to health reasons. Guess what? You still have that mailbox money. You still have those tenants sending you a check every single month. Okay? So now I'm going to give you guys some information on the two. So let's get into it. Alright, so we defined passive income and active income. So let's do some math, because that's what it's all about. Let's start off with the passive way. So if you make $100,000 a year, if you break that down to monthly totals, I always like to break it down to monthly totals. Why? Because you receive rent on a monthly basis, right? And you also pay your bills on a monthly basis, right? Correct. So that's why I always break down goals into monthly totals. So if we take $100,000, 100, comma, 000, and if we divide that by 12 months, we will get $8,333 a month. An income that you need to receive on a passive basis. Passive, okay? So, with that being said, being that I like to round up and use conservative figures, let's make our aim to be $8,500. Instead of $8,333, which is needed to make $100,000, we're going to exceed that by aiming to achieve $8,500 a month in passive income. You guys follow? Okay, so that's going to be our benchmark for today's lesson, 8,500. Now for active, so I just discussed passive. We want to receive that from our rental income. But you can also use active investing in real estate. So what are the differences between the two? Passive correlates, as I mentioned earlier, to cash flow. Buy and hold strategy, in other words. Active is interchangeable with putting your time in. You're earning the income. Through what means? I'm glad you asked. Through wholesaling. Wholesaling real estate. What is wholesaling? Wholesaling is you getting a property under contract at a discounted price, and you assign or sell your contract to an end buyer, like a buy and hold investor like myself or a flipper, and you eat, meaning you profit from the spread. So if you get a distressed property under contract with a motivated seller for $40,000, and you know once this property is fixed up and pretty, it could potentially be worth over $100,000, and you assign your contract for $40,000 to an end buyer, a buy and hold investor or flipper, for $45,000. So you make the difference, that $5,000 spread. So on average, a wholesaler may generate about $5,000 a month if they close on one deal a month. Okay, so $5,000 per deal, in other words. So if your aim is to generate $8,500 a month, and let's say from earned income, then what you need to do? Exactly, you need to do at least 2 wholesale deals a month, and that's doable. So yes, one month you may have 2, the other month you may have 1, but it'll balance out. So I'm giving you multiple options here. I prefer, if you're asking me, hey Juan Pablo, which method do you prefer? Going the passive income route first or the active income route first? Of course, the passive income. So that way I can quit my 9 to 5, because that's what it's all about. Living a lifestyle, baby. Achieving financial freedom. Being highly paid for what you love to do. Getting that mailbox money. That is what I prefer. But it is predicated, the passive income model, the buy and hold model, the wake up whenever you feel like it model, it is predicated upon you bringing some resources to the table, which such as credit and such as money, like for down payments. But we're going to get into that shortly, okay? So I just want to break down the numbers for you. If you are a person who says, you know what, I want to make $100,000 a year from real estate, I just provide you with 2 options. Number 1, buy and hold strategy, and number 2, the active strategy through wholesaling. Yes, you can do flipping. You're like, hey, well, what about flipping, Juan Pablo? For the focus of today's discussion, we're just talking about those 2-pronged approach. Because in my opinion, if you have no credit and no cash, wholesaling. Period. It doesn't require none of your capital. It doesn't require a credit check. It doesn't require 20%, 10%, 5% down payment. It does require your time. Okay? Just in case you're asking, hey, which one should I do first? What do you bring to the table? If you don't have cash, you don't have credit, wholesaling. But if you do have some cash, or I should say, and you do have some credit, because you can leverage your credit to get cash, which I'll discuss in a few moments, then passive income is your model. Personally speaking, today, January 23rd, 24th of 2017, I have 63 units in my portfolio. 63. But when I quit my job at 30 years old, today I'm 33 years old, but at 30 years old, if you do the math, I've been financially free, independent now for 3 years. At 30 years old, I should say, I had 30 units in my portfolio. So even though I quit my job, I'm still active in investing. Okay? And that's the first thing that I took. That approach was the passive income model, the buy and hold model. Okay? I wanted rental units in my portfolio. Alright, so the next thing I would like to discuss is breaking the math down even further. So if you're going the passive income route, that means that if your aim is to achieve $8,500 a month in passive income, rental income, and again, when I say passive income, when I say cash flow, that means cash in your pocket. That's after all expenses are paid, whether you have a property manager, you pay for utilities, you have taxes, you also have maintenance reserves, vacancy reserves, just in case a tenant punches a hole in the wall, or the roof needs replaced, or the tenant doesn't pay. You got to take that tenant to court to evict that person. Accounting for all those costs, the profit left over, profit in your pocket, is cash flow. Do you follow? Okay? So that's what I mean by that. Because again, I'm online, people say, well, you didn't account for vacancies, or you didn't account. I'm explaining it to you right now. I'm accounting for every single expense, debt service, mortgage, seller financing, whatever debt you use to service the loan, all that stuff. Reserves, all that stuff is $100 per unit. And that's being extremely conservative. Extremely conservative. So if it's $100 per unit, and you need $8,500 per month, if you do the math, $8,500 divided by $100 per unit equates to 85 units. 85 units in your portfolio is what you should aim for to generate $100,000 a year in passive income. And like I stated earlier, if you want to do the active income route, assuming you might not have the credit or the cash, then by all means, you know the math too. Just do 2 wholesale deals a month, assuming you're averaging about $5,000 per wholesale deal. The math is that simple. So I know what you're thinking now. Hey Juan Pablo, easy for you to say, 85 units, man, that will take a long time. That will cost a lot of money. And that would pretty much require excellent credit. Isn't that true? Well, think about it, is it? What is 100% Finance, by the way? It's a company that I created, right? It's also a term that I've coined as well. 100% Finance is this: obtaining an income-producing asset, like an apartment building, single-family homes, and so forth, for rental income, buy and hold. Obtaining an income-producing asset with little to none of your own money required. So the money thing is out the window. Literally, out the window, okay? So, next thing I would like to mention. Again, these are being very conservative, so you might not need 85 units. For example, I closed on a single-family house. Single-family, so what does that imply? 1 unit. You follow? 1 unit. I closed on a single-family home. Single-family. Single-family home using hard money. A hard money lender provided me with the funds to buy it as well as fix it up. I was able to do a cash out refinance, pull out $27,000, and I was generating a cash flow, profit in my pocket, of $600 a month. Now tell me that ain't impressive. I need to pat myself on the back for doing that deal. So that's $600 off 1 unit. So if I said your aim is to be conservative, $100 profit per unit, and I receive 6, that's worth 6 units right there. So yes, you can find deals like that, and yes, you can find fat cash flowing deals from single family homes, which we teach in our coaching program and so forth. Okay? Next thing I have on my notes is the length. So you say, hey, well, that sounds like a lot of units, it seems like a lot of time. Well, if you break it down, if you give yourself a 5-year plan, because I'm writing a book right now, it's pretty much a 5-year plan to quit your day job. I'm going to title it Day Job Sucks. So just stay tuned for it, right? And I'm providing you a 5-year plan, no matter how many units you need. You might say, hey, Juan Pablo, to be real, I don't need 100,000. I'll be straight off 50,000. Okay, cool, to get about 40 units. But either way, I'll show you how many units you need exactly to quit your 9 to 5. For this discussion, we're just focusing on solely 100,000. But in the book, I'll show you exactly how many units you need to quit your day job. And we break it down to a 5-year plan. So in this scenario, that averages, if you need 85 units in your portfolio, that equates to 17 units per year. 17 units. You might say, whoa, 17 units? There's no 17 units in my market. Of course, you can invest outside your market. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Where are my holdings? My properties, in other words, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm an entrepreneur, baby. I invest out of state. I invest so that my investing does not require my physical presence. Am I the person changing doorknobs? No. Am I the person showing up to court to evict a tenant? No. Am I the person showing a potential tenant a vacant unit? No. I don't do anything in regard to repairs or leasing the property or managing the property. However, I do own a property management company. I manage units for my own properties as well as the properties for others. However, I don't deal with the day-to-day operations. As the owner, your job is to work on the business but not in the business. Everything else is outsourced. So I teach this in our coaching programs or ebooks and so forth. So to get back to my point, I too had to discover how to invest outside of my market because my market did not have the inventory. In Atlanta, there's not too many small multifamily properties. There's no 17 units in Atlanta. I mean, you might see some here and there, but they might be in Diaz and David areas where you gotta tuck your chain, you gotta be safe. You might have to carry something at night to keep yourself safe, right? I don't want to invest in those areas. You feel me? Of course you do. So I had to strategically invest out of state. Plus, I used to live in New York City. And as you can tell, the price point for real estate in New York City is pretty astronomical. Therefore, I had to discover how to invest in the market that I can afford, as well as had a plethora, you like the vocabulary, right? A plethora of inventory, a multitudinous amount. You like the vocab, right? I'm working on it, baby. Speaking engagements all day, every day, getting it in. Toastmasters increases my vocab that I can just spit it on the top of the head with you guys. I'm just happy. Had a great weekend, guys. Really great weekend, fun field, a lot of events, great weekend. But that's besides the point. But you get the point. If you don't have that inventory in your market, or if you do and the price point is way too high, you need to cut it down. Then yes, I also show you how you can, one, pick a market, and two, invest in that market. Okay? So don't be dismayed by that. 17 units, oh my God, the price point's way too high. Oh my God, there's no inventory in my market. Oh my God, brain overload, brain overload. Get out of here. There's a solution for every problem, guys. Alright, we got the solution. We have the blueprint for you to follow at 100percentfinance.com. Alright, next thing. So yes, I have no book to read my notes. You got a problem with it? People be hating. You can hate all you want. I don't care. I'm getting money. Alright, so next thing. And I'm sharing information for free, so don't hate. Don't hate for me taking notes. Can't stand when people have the audacity to criticize and I'm giving you free content. Man, you don't get your butt out of here, man. You ain't paying me for this. You should be. You know what I'm saying? Beggars can't be choosers. Yes, that sounds kind of harsh. Sometimes I just like unload like a lot of frustrations online. So forgive me, guys. It's just some people just be blogging and saying foolishness, you know. I'm like, but you the one watching all my videos. You know, you got the nerve to criticize harshly at that. All right, next thing, the 5-year plan. So I want to get back into the point where I was saying earlier. So you might say, okay, Juan Pablo, I understand. To make $100,000, if I go the active route, wholesaling, 2 wholesale deals a month. If I want to do the passive route so that I can quit my 9 to 5, because active, again, it requires your time. Consistent. If you don't kill, you don't eat. That's wholesaling, right? But you're like, you know what, I want passive. I want that mailbox money. That I wake up whenever I feel like the money. Then that is buy and hold strategy. So you say, okay, Juan Pablo, I got that. $8,500 a month. That's $100 per unit. That's 85 units. 5-year plan. That's 17 units per year. But what am I going to get the cash to do to that? Again, for every problem, there's a solution. You follow? So, if you want to entertain that business model of buy and hold strategy, which I highly recommend, that's the model that I'm a firm believer in. And I'm still active as well, so I'm not like some dude on YouTube, online, who just preaches but doesn't practice. I practice what I preach. I closed on a 9-unit apartment building January 5th. So today's the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, one of those days. In the beginning of the month, started my year off right, closed on a 9-unit apartment building. Active, baby. Continually buy deals every year. At least 2 big deals a year. Okay? Alright, so let's get back into it. So if you don't have the cash, then you can use partners who have the cash. That's the point of partnerships. They're strong where you're weak at, and vice versa. So if they're strong in cash, you better be strong in the know-how. Right? So you can use partners. And you might say, well, I don't have partners because I don't have the proven track record yet. I don't have any credibility established, Juan Pablo. So how can I go out there and attract private lenders, private money, and so forth, but I haven't done one single deal? Of course. Work on yourself. Use business credit. And I use that. Use business credit. Use other people's money to make yourself wealthy. What do you think banks are in the business for? They're in the business of lending you money. But they'll lend you money even as a startup if they look at your personal guarantee or use you as a personal guarantee. And many people have reservations against this. Why? Oh, I don't want to use my credit to invest in business. My personal side should be separate from my business side. Well, take a listen. If you just incorporated a business yesterday and you have no proven track record, brother or sister, do you think a bank who, let's assume banks are pretty smart, right? They probably make millions, billions, and trillions of dollars every year. Do you think they will lend you hundreds of thousands of dollars? Do you think they'll lend you that much money? And you just created a business yesterday? And your whole life you've been an employee with no business experience? So that they lend you this money with no personal guarantee that there is no risk involved? Come on, get out of here. They understand there will be risk. That's why they won't look at your personal credit. Because they also have this mindset. They say, if this person is prudent in managing their own finances, their personal finances, in other words, maybe that will correlate into that person managing the finances of their business. However, if this person's personal credit is jacked up, can't even effectively manage their own finances, not to sound harsh, we all start from somewhere. My credit was jacked up too, so I'm not judging, okay? I was in the same position. They ain't jacked up now, 822, all right? So again, I practice what I preach. The same stuff I'm telling you guys, I've been through that. I grew up poor, probably poorer than most of you guys. It's not fun, it's not sweet, but I've discovered the solutions to these problems I had, okay? So if I sound harsh, don't say, oh, this dude's a jerk. No, I'm saying that because I too was in that same position. And I had to man up and take responsibility for my own actions so that I can take progressive action towards changing it. Okay? So if they say, if this dude's personal credit is jacked up, I don't know. More than likely, he might do the same for his business. Okay? So that's why you use a personal guarantee. All right? So that's another way of obtaining funding for your deals. You can use business funding. And if you don't believe me about business funding, again, I love pulling people's cards. No pun intended. But I have the business credit cards right here. It's a stack, 23. Here you go, Instagram. Get a closer look. Don't look at my credit card numbers. It's thick, ain't it? I was trying to say I like my credit cards like my women. Thick in them up! But you see it right there. Business credit cards. So when you have the business funding, then yes, you can use that advantageously to get into some buy and hold strategies. Okay? Now you might be thinking, okay, you said one, Juan Pablo, about the money. Okay, you gave me two solutions. Are there more? Of course. But for the purposes of this being some free content, I just gotta be real, gotta be transparent. The rest of the information about getting money or how to finance your deals 100%, hence the term 100% financing, 100% finance, then you have to get that from our ebook, all right? Next thing we have outside of that, if you say, you know what, I don't have any money. You might say, well, you said business credit, this and that, but I don't have the credit to qualify for business credit or for mortgages. What do you say about that? Okay, you can do partners as well. You can do lease options. I did a master lease option, a 13-unit apartment building, where I got a property under contract as the master tenant, in other words, so I can sublease the units. My credit didn't come into play. Not at all, right? So you use the master lease option, you can use partners, and of course, fix your credit. Yes, you can do deals without having perfect credit. Yes, you can wholesale. Yes, you can do lease options. Yes, you can do seller financing. I've done that. I've used seller financing, lease options, and we have wholesale, and we actually coach that at 100percentfinance.com, right? But still work on your credit. We offer credit repair services at 100percentfinance.com because I too have bad credit, and I'm teaching you guys from experience. I'm not some dude who just sells services like credit repair, business credit, but don't use them. I've used them to improve my own personal finances, and you can do the same. That's the point of having that's the financial freedom principle, I should say, is that duplication is better than innovation. If you actually witness someone or know someone who used these things, why not imitate that? Instead of go out there and try to do it on your own. You follow. Okay? So that's what I have to say about credit. Yes, you can still do deals, lease options, seller financing, use partners if you don't have the credit, but still work on your credit. Of course, it benefits you where your personal finances are concerned, credit repair, but it can also help you with your business. Okay? Because I had bad credit, but once I cleaned it up, made it pretty, that Holly Berry credit looking so fine, then banks perceived me as attractive. And they were willing to lend to me all day long. Okay? And the third thing you have to bring to the table is the know-how. So you might say, hey, Juan Pablo, I don't have the money, I don't have the credit, and I don't have the know-how. Well, that's one thing that you should definitely bring to the table to get a deal done. Because why would an investor want to invest their money with you or lend money to you and you don't know what you're doing? Especially if you can't prove it by having a success record. You have no properties on your resume, in other words, on your personal financial statement. Why would they want to invest with you? So that's the least thing you can do, is increase your know-how. How do you increase your know-how? We have ebooks. All the stuff's in my ebooks, guys. Just check us out, 100percentfinance.com/ebooks. We have information on how to repair your own credit, real estate investing, master lease options, how to creatively finance your deals, how to find deals, how to finance deals, how to analyze deals, how to manage deals. A lot of stuff. A ton, right? Videos, audios, as well as written information like PDFs. So in other words, ebooks, audiobooks, and videos on our ebooks. So just check it out. In regard to real estate investing, how to convert business credit to cash, as well as how to invest in real estate, how to repair your own credit, a bunch of things. A multitudinous amount of things, all right? Just using the words of the day. All right, so outside of the ebooks, if you do need that hand holding by me, Juan Pablo, because I'm a coach, along with Magic Mike, he coaches for wholesaling, you can sign up for a coaching program. If you want to know the specifics about the coaching program, whether it's the group coaching or one-on-one, just go to 100percentfinance.com and you'll see a link at the top that says coaching. Just click there and apply. We'll love to call you. And for all of our services, credit repair, ankle removal, business credit, low doc mortgages is another way to finance your deals for the buy and hold strategy if you don't have the document like W-2s, tax returns, and so forth, as well as many other things. All right, with all of our services, we provide in coaching, we provide free consultation as long as you apply. So apply, we'll love to call you and go over everything. Okay? And outside the coaching, we also have our events for the know-how. So I said ebooks for the know-how, the coaching for the know-how, and of course coming out to our events. In February of 2017, we'll have events in Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, California, and of course Atlanta, Georgia. So check out our events webpage, 100percentfinance.com/events, to learn more. And you'll get a ton of information from our events. We have worksheets in which we go over deals, we go over a master lease option, so you get some hands-on experience with how to analyze a deal. Because that's the point. You need to learn how to do this stuff. And you might be thinking, well, Juan Pablo, I suck at math. Well, I'm going to show you how you can perfect it so that you can be good enough to get the deal analyzed. And we go over syndications, a whole bunch of things. Your personal financial situation, yes, we go over that in class for your personal financial statement. A ton of stuff at our event. So we're having a free event in Atlanta, February 4th. So if you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area on a Saturday, you better come. It's free. You have no excuses. Just go to 100percentfinance.com/events to sign up. And we're going to be going over your math. All right? So I appreciate you guys joining. I'm Juan Pablo. Again, I'm a full-time real estate investor, all-in entrepreneur, and I have an abundance mentality. So as a result of having an abundance mentality, I feel that it's my duty, my obligation to educate you guys so that you can have fulfillment, so you can make $1 the way that you want to make it. That's my passion. That's the reason why I created this company. And I shoot videos almost every single day. Whether it's on YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram, you always see me or hear me on the podcast, blogs, we have articles. I'm all over because I enjoy doing it. So being that I feel like it's my duty and my obligation, being that I have an abundance mentality, if you have the same mindset, it's also your duty to share this information. Share with other people who could potentially benefit. You might have a family member, you might have a friend, you might have a colleague who may need to hear this information. So share it. All right, share it with your networks. And last thing, we also have an affiliate program. So if you do happen to have an extensive network, Why aren't you monetizing it? What's the point of you being on Facebook or Instagram all day long and they ain't paying you a dime for it? You might as well make money off it. Make money off your network, your relationships. There's nothing wrong with making money, with receiving compensation for the value that you're extending to folks. So you might be asking, okay, so what do you offer for your affiliate program? Credit repair, business credit, ink removal. If you want to learn more, we have a call every Wednesday night. You have to sign up. It's free. Go to 100percentfinance.com/affiliate. Go there and you'll find more information. We'll love to have you on our calls so we can go over how to build your brand, how to market, and so forth. A lot of stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor a little bit. I normally do these videos on Friday, guys, but I decided today because I'll be out of town this upcoming Friday, so I want to make sure I get all the work in. I'm going to Instagram first on my smartphone just to see if there's any question. Thank you guys for joining. What's up? Let's see, sideways. Yep, sideways. I didn't know about the position, but yep, looks like that's it. No comments there. All right, Instagram, thanks for joining. Let's see if there's any questions from. Man, my text is going off. All my notifications. Man, my phone jumping this morning, so I gotta hurry up and end these calls. In this recording, I meant to say. Let's see. Normally on Monday, phones just be jumping off the hook. What's up, John? What's up, Noob? All right, let's see. Any questions? All right, Instagram. Let's just go ahead and end this. Peace. But follow me on Facebook. I'm Juan Paul if you want to learn more. Okay, just ended the live video with Instagram. Let's see Facebook. I'm like, damn, bro, how much closer you gonna get to the camera, dog? I'm trying to see you all up like that. Hopefully it's good information. But yeah, take action this year, guys. I know many of you have resolutions this new year. Just make sure you're being consistent. And if possible, I highly recommend you wake up early and get this stuff done. Because you know how it is when you're at work. You're like, you know what? After work, I'm going to read the ebook. Or after work, I'm going to move forward with going over my personal financial statement. Or I'm going to move forward with credit repair. And at the end of the day, you don't do it because you burnt out from work. Or your boss requires you to stay late and you don't do it. Or you have to pick up your kids from school or for soccer practice. And you just... don't do it. Do the most important things first thing in the morning, guys. Okay? That's how I was able to have drastic changes in my life. Again, I grew up bad credit, poor, but I had a burning desire to be wealthy, to have complete control over my time as well as my earning potential. And I ain't broke, guys. I'm definitely not broke. But a result of me being very disciplined as well as self-control. Okay? And having my eyes on the prize, having a burning desire for things I most desire. Okay? So, what's up, Arrow? What's going on, bro? Alright, let's see what else we got. Great information. What's up, what's up? Just a lot of what's ups. No questions, really. Yes, Mark Jones. I did email it. I emailed it months ago. We had the seminar in September of 2017. So, yeah, Mark, I sent that out to everybody. Do you engage in JV partnerships? If it's I'm very specific about where I invest. That's one thing about me. I'm very specific. So, you know, when you go on the street, there's some content from my events, by the way, so I'm not trying to get into it like that. But when you go ask anybody on the street, hey, what do you want in life? They're going to give you a basic general answer. Oh, I want to be comfortable. Oh, I want to be rich. Oh, I want to be happy. None of those things are quantifiable. None of them are measurable. None of them have a metric associated or any type of time frame or deadline associated with it. Very basic, very ambiguous, right? And that's not how you achieve your goals. Your goals have to be quantifiable, specific, measurable, actionable, have a time frame or a deadline associated with it. Gotta have some type of metric involved. So why did I bring that up? Because I'm like that with my properties. So if someone says to me, hey, do you do JVs? I tell them specifically, yeah. As long as in Pittsburgh, PA is a 10% cap rate, between 5 to 20 units, and it's in the blue collar area, Section 8 is great. $25,000 to $35,000 per door. Very specific on the top of my head. And that's how you have to be as well. So I'm very specific about how I do business. Alright? I want to invest in Florida. That's great. Just make sure you guys are taking action. And don't, and I know you guys watch me a lot, but just keep in mind, the videos are just the tip of the iceberg type content. If you want the in-depth information so that you can take these actionable goals, you got to sign up for a program for ebooks to get the intricate details, the specifics. You follow specifics, how-tos. Many people say, well, how do you convert the business credit to cash? Are they going to give you everything for free online? Come on, guys. This is a business at the end of the day. Alright? Alright, cool. So I appreciate your support. Keep watching and sharing. And as always, this is to your success. Peace.